Hello, everyone, and welcome to join our webinar today. So today's topic is Build Your AI Creator OS with Dify. And today, following our speaker, you'll find out how to find your IP positioning, script best performing content, and get ready to publish social media posts, scripts, etc. Before we officially get started, we would love to have you meet our speakers, Bobby. So give it applause to Bobby here. And Bobby, you have to unmute your mic. And Bobby is our technical support here. And he's one of the person in the company that I believe has great like Dify experience building things like that. So hi, Bobby. How's everything going?
Okay, everything is good. Hello, everyone, guys. And I'm Bobby John, and I was in the tech support team, and I'm now also in the developer relations team. So in my daily walks, I always handling your guys' emails and also solve the users' problems in the communities. And now I'm also doing some projects about how to apply AI in the real world applications. So if you guys have some ideas about how to use AI in the real world, just leave me a message to the bobby.diffy.ai, and we can discuss together. So
Sure.
I'm glad to be here to speak with you today.
Uh-huh. Thank you. And also, Bobby, I know that you also have a YouTube channel. Do I get this correct?
Yeah, I have one.
So, what do you usually post on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, in recently, just a month ago, I have posted like 12 videos about some nodes explanations, some detailed explanation about how to use every node in the workflows. So
Mm-hmm.
should I post a screenshot for you guys?
And if you're interested in knowing each node in a very detailed way, feel free to subscribe Bobby's YouTube channel, and I've just sent it in the chat box for everyone to sign up. And before we officially move to Bobby's session, I would love to give more housekeeping slides and introduction of Dify. So Bobby, I'll leave you to make some final touching of your workflows when I'll see you later.
Okay, thank you, Nanny.
Mhm. So the agenda of today is we will have some notes for you that you need to know before we officially begin, and then there will be a brief introduction about Dify, and then we move to Bobby's part where he'll be showing you two workflows. One is for finding your IP positioning, and the second one is the content generation factory that helps you to become an AI influencer, bloggers, etc. Last but not least, there will be Q&A session and also some new arrivals, introductions, new features in Dify as well. So there will be a Q&A session. If you have any questions, feel free to post them directly in the YouTube chat and we will take care of it. And also, during Bobby's demo, you can also post your questions directly in the comment box, and then Bobby will respond to it directly. So feel free to raise up your hands or simply type down those questions if you have any. Bobby will definitely help you out. And second, about the recording, yes, this session is fully recorded, and the full replay link will send it to you after we concluded this webinar. And third, the demo DSL. You will receive the two workflows DSL, which you can edit, reopen, and use it in Dify after we finish it. So don't forget to check your mailbox for replay link and the demo DSL. So, for some of our audience today, you might haven't used or heard Dify. So, please allow me to give a brief introduction about Dify. You can use Dify to build AI agents, agentic workflow, chatbots, etc., with various nodes, which you can find those nodes explanation in our doc or Bobby's channel, and also RAG pipelines, plugins with full observability in one place. This is a screenshot of Dify. As you can see, you can build workflow in a visual way. We offer different nodes, plugins to help you work with the tools you love while achieve the performance you're expecting. We're now offering self-host open source version, SaaS, the cloud version, and also the enterprise version. So these are the things you can build with Dify. For beginners or non-technical background users like me, you can easily build chatbot and also agent and content generation in just about 3 minutes. And for advanced users, you can build agentic workflow and chat flow. Besides using drag and drop in the visual way to build your workflow, we also provide prompt IDE, RAG pipeline, and what I like Dify most is Dify provides almost every kind of LMs out there, which means you do not need to set up the basic foundation to access the LM out there. Dify has already covered. You can switch and compare the performance while you can use up to 4 LMs together on the same screen while compare the performance based on your needs. Last but not least, we got a very vibrant marketplace for you to discover. You can see a lot of different plugins that is super useful and helpful for your workflows. And I believe today, following Bobby, you will have a more direct understanding of what's Dify and what it can help for you. And a quick recap. So there'll be two workflows today. One is the identity consultant. Bobby will show us how to use nodes to analyze the market gap, automated the analysis, and last but not least, find the right IP positioning. And the second workflow is about automation generation. Here he'll be showing you the workflow that is capable for scraping trending topics and also generate content, including but not limited to scripts, short posts, images, etc. So without further ado, let's give a round of applause to Bobby to come back to the stage. And yeah, so Bobby, I'll leave the stage to you. And please feel free to
Okay.
share your screen so that I can add it to here for the audience. Let's give Bobby 3 seconds. Okay, got it. So I'll remove mine and share it. Oh, you can switch it to your, yep. Great. So, Bobby, are you ready? I'm going to leave the stage to you. And once again, if you have any questions during Bobby's demo or presentation, feel free to type it in the chat box, which is on your right. So, Bobby, give it a go.
Okay. And thanks, Annie, for the introduction of Dify. And before I start, by the way, I want to say that because today we have the audience from different time zones. So just good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you guys. So now we can start with today's session. In today's session, we have mainly 3 parts. So in the first part, I will show you the results of the 2 workflows. So you will see what we can get in these 2 workflows. And in the second part, because we have some like start users today, so I would like to first introduce you some main nodes in these 2 workflows so that you can understand in the third part better. And in the third part, it is some more advanced things. So about detailed steps to orchestrating these workflows and also some skills to make these workflows better. So if you want to learn something about this, I think this is for you. So now we can start with our sessions now. In the first session, it is about showing you the results of the 2 workflows. So totally we have 2 workflows. The first workflow is the identity consultant. Just right here. And in this workflow, it seems a little bit long and complicated. So when I'm introducing it, if you have any questions, just leave a message in the chat board in a comment area, then Annie will post it to me. Okay. So let's first see the results of this workflow. So here the input should be a role idea. So role ideas means a simple prompt. So it is a scenario you can think about. So real world scenarios. So for example, I can type the AI tools for beginners. So this is a kind of scenarios, AI tools for beginners, and you can just think about yourself also. Okay, and you can click start run. So you can go to the tracings to see the steps, to see the process. It is a little bit long, taking about like 30 seconds. So let's just wait for it. So now you will see the results of this first workflow. You can click this one, output node, so you will see what we get as output. So first is IP position. It's IP positions. So according to the role idea, just one sentence you give it, it will output an IP positions like this. So your input is AI tools for beginners, and the result is a beginner-friendly AI tools creator who helps users explore essential AI sources by focusing on practical applications. So that is the IP positions. And the second is the audience. The audience is also the target audience. So the target audience should be, this is for anyone new to AI who wants to learn how to utilize AI tools effectively. And then we will also have a pillars. The pillars also means the directions, or it means which topic is most popular in the YouTube or other channels. Okay, and we will have totally 3 pillars, the 3 directions, the first one, the second one, and the third one. Okay, and the fourth is the explanation. The explanation
Oh,
means
Bobby, I'm sorry to cut you off. One of our audience asked, do you mind if you can zoom in a bit because like there are too much notes on there. So yep, great. Thank you. Thank you, the Tang Hong, for your question. Yep, Bobby, now you can go ahead.
Okay, by the way, if you want to see the detailed nodes, I will introduce it in the third part, okay? So I will introduce all the details of the nodes in the third part. So now I just want to show you the results, okay? And the fourth one is the explanation. Explanation means why this IP position works. So according to the market data, why this IP position works. So it shows like this. So this positioning fits the YouTube market by utilizing the list pattern to present valuable AI tools that beginners must try. And finally, we will have the YouTube titles. So here I will give you like 5 template titles that is very popular among the YouTube channels. Okay, so that is for the output of the workflow 1. And if you have any questions, just leave a message in the comment area. Okay, and I'll show you the result of the workflow 2. So if you have questions about each node, don't be worried. I will introduce it in the third part. So in this second workflow, it seems something more long and complicated, but don't be worried. Let's just see the results. The first input, the raw idea, is the same as the workflow 1, such as AI tools for beginners. The format, here you will see 3 formats: the YouTube script, X post, and blog post. Here I give you X post as an example, and choosing the language English, so we can set to the boards any words to trigger this workflow. So here you will see the user input comes in, which is the role ID as a format and language, and then it passes to the identity consultant. So this one is a workflow 1, right? Because we publish the workflow 1 as a tool and use it in the second workflow. So here it will get the IP positions, the titles, etc. and goes into the following steps. Let's just wait for it. Okay, great. And it is still processing the image. Okay, now you can see something like this. We can have a topic. Well, according to the role idea, it will output some content, right? So it is ready to publish content. And for this content, it have the topic, it has a detailed content, and also a CTA, and also an image. So that is an example for the X post. Okay, we can also go into our Notion. So in Notion, we open this first one, the Dify X. You'll see, let's see, the first one is topic how to get started with ChatGPT. Yeah, the latest one. So you will also see the contents in your Notion part. Okay, something like this. So why the image is not appear here? That is because for the Notion plugins, now it does not support image. But in the future, we will add the image into these plugins. Okay, and also, if you select, because here the format we select is X post, right? So if we select the YouTube, it will be something like this. I have one example, so you just see the results. It will be something like this: a transcript, a topic, and the detailed transcript, like 2 to 3 minutes. So if I choose the format as a blog, it will be some tech blog or we say the articles. It also has the title. It also has the detailed content. Okay, a checklist, a conclusion, and an image. So that is the result for the workflow 2.
Oh, Bobby,
Is there
we
any
have
problem?
a question. We have a question coming in from Ishan Curry. He or she asked, is there a character limit to the prompt we can give in the input tone?
The correct limit?
Yeah. So I think this audience may ask, can he or she set up a character limit to the prompt? We can so that he or she can give in the input field. I think.
You mean for the second workflow or the first workflow?
I think it's for the second workflow.
The second workflow is the user input, right?
Yeah. I think
Uh,
I think probably is that he or she might already have like an IP positioning or kind of like a character setting, so he or she might want to add a limit to, you know, to this workflow in the user input field.
the limit, you mean the number of the words, or we can use some restrictions about the inputs.
Yeah, sort of.
So actually for this workflow, it is for a general audience, because the role idea here, we just select the paragraph and the maximum length to be 200. So it can be anything you can think about. So for example, here I'll give you an example as AI tools for beginners. So you can also give an example like the AI workflows for schools or some others, just a single scenario. So that is in
Okay.
my case. But if you have some other problems in your applications, you can leave a message to my email and I can see it after the sessions. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So I want to do a quick conclusion based on Bobby's description to this audience. I think what Bobby is trying to say is that if you have already got a character settings, for example, you are focusing in doing a certain kind of content, let's say maybe for AI beginners, then in the role idea part, you can set it up to say, this is kind of like for AI beginners content or something like that. Oh, yeah. And he or she also adds another question is to add more context to the question. And can we give a long prompt with a specific role, like role-based prompting, or should it be simple prompt? Oh, okay. So Bobby is kind of like three questions here. So one is still based on the question just now, is for adding more context to the question in the input field. And the second thing is that they give a long prompt with a specific role, like maybe a teacher with AI like programming background. And third question is, or should it be a simple prompt? Like, should it be a long one to give a role-based setting, or should it be a simple prompt? And
Yeah,
the
in
first
our case,
context. Yep,
you
go
go
ahead.
on. Go on.
Yeah, you go ahead. That's the yep.
Okay, so in our case, it should be a single prompt. Okay, it should be a single prompt. But if in your applications you want a longer prompt, there's a solution that you can go into the. Actually, we can say it in a password, okay, after we introduce in the node. But I will give you an example about how to do it if we have a longer prompt. So right here in the first workflow, if the role ID is very long, you have a definition, a large definition, and a lot of functions about role ideas here. And the only adjustment you should do is for this IP position. We can add, we can change this role idea. We can change this role idea into a variable named market idea, and put a role idea. The role idea is your long prompt, like a lot of paragraphs. That is the role idea you have, and you put it here. But here you add a new, such as market idea, and put the variable here. Okay, So the market idea is what we have a single prompt, and raw idea is what you have a long prompt. And then we have these two together, and that makes sense for to shape the final results if you have the long prompts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I think basically what Bobby is saying is that if you go back to the first a workflow, and then you can add like either long prompt or short prompt in there. Oh yeah, he or she said yes, thank you. Yep,
Yeah, we
no
just
problem.
add one more variable, a long one and a short one. Okay,
Uh,
that's easy.
Great, thank you, Bobby. Terrific. Let's move on.
Okay, now I have shown you like the results of the two workflows. So now we can move on to the second part. For the second part is actually for the start users. Okay, I will because you see here we have lots of nodes. So I will first let you know a quick review about which nodes can do which things. So about their detailed functions. So first is user input nodes. Okay, in total, actually, we have like 6 kinds of nodes in these two workflows. The first is user input nodes. It is easy to understand, right? Just store message and pass the variables to the rest of the workflow. And for the LM node, it is just you know the large language model such as GPT or Gemini or something. Okay, you ask questions and they answer. So this is the same thing. And the questions is what we call the prompt, or we say the request. Sorry. So in total, we have three kinds of prompts. The first is user prompt. The second is system prompt. The third is assistant prompt. So for the user prompt, it usually is a kind of definition. It tells which role is this node for. And the second is the system. So system prompts usually have you put your input and output to the system prompt, and you also tell some detailed instructions for this node. Okay, and the third is assistant. So assistant prompt usually means the format. So you give the LM node a example format, then it will produce something like that. Okay, so they have different functions because they have different priorities. The user is the most first one, and the system second, the system third. Okay, so pay attention to its order. And the third is iteration nodes. Iteration nodes usually accept the list, or we say the arrays. So the list arrays something like that. Okay, article 1, article 2, sorry, article 3, etc. So something like that. So if you want to analyze each of the article, you want to do some processings for each of the articles, you should use a iteration node. Okay, that is for this one. And the fourth one is a code node. If you do not know programming, that's also okay for you because you can ask a GPT or Gemini to help you write it, right? So the code node usually means the algorithms, or it does some format transformations, such as if we need an array, but the input is a string, then we can use code node to transfer the string into an array. So that is for the code node. Okay, and the fifth one is output node. It usually stores some output variables. So for the workflow, it's well connected to your backend APIs or something using this output nodes. And the last one is a torus. The torus usually means it will use some functions from external torus, such as in my example, I use Notion, right? I connected with the Notions, and I also connected with YouTube, right? And I also connected with Tafly. So this maybe you do not familiar with, and I will introduce it later, okay? So do you guys have any questions about these nodes? These are the main points of the whole sessions. If you do not understand this, it's difficult for you to understand the third part, okay? So if you have questions, just leave the messages on the comment area.
So far, so
I'll just
good.
wait. Hmm.
So far, so good. If there is any questions, I would definitely let Bobby know, and also drop your questions in the comment part, and we'll definitely cover that. So, Bobby, now you can move on.
Okay, I think you guys are very smart. You know of them, so we can go into details of the.
Hold on. There is one question just showed up. Let me read it to you. Is How do you tell if the output is actually ready to post? Do you have any built-in quality checks like fact checking, sensitive word checks, or duplication detection? Mhm.
You mean the output, the published content?
Yes, it's like whether there is a way to check that the content is ready to post. For
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
fact checking things like that. Mhm.
yeah. Actually, we have a so for different formats, YouTube app because we have three formats. So, for example, for YouTube, it have some restrictions. Okay, it have some restrictions. So, you set the validation. So usually you can do the validation using a new LM node. That is correct. But here, because this is just a demo, so I will use just one. So I will do the restrictions in the generator. Okay. So the restriction is here. You will see I set the restriction to be a YouTube script. Sorry. Yeah, the YouTube script for 2 to 3 minutes video and no more than 1,000 words. But you know the LM does not good at calculating, so it may exceed 1,000 words. But actually that's okay. Okay, because there's no restriction for the word limit, and we have a restrictions for the details, which seconds to which second to which things, and also the detailed content of it. So it will not generate a random things. Okay, and also I set a format for it. The format, YouTube scripts, contents. And if you want to make sure that the result should be more precise, what you can do here is to add new things. I can just paste it here, hook, and set up here, and the points here, recap here, and I give example here, so that it will be something you like. It will generate something you like. Okay, so that is, we can use assistant to do it. And also the third way we can control its accuracy is to change the model's parameters. So you will see here the parameters, we open a temperature. We set the temperature to be 0.7. So this temperature, it will range from 0 to 1. So if it is 0, it means it will usually output an absolute value. So what is absolute value? It means the output will not change if you change the prompts. Okay, and if you put the temperature become larger, such as 0.7, 0.8, or even 1, so it will be more innovative. The idea of it will be more innovative. So if you want to make sure the answer is more accurate, it will not change, just keep the temperature become 0. Okay, so that is the third way. Is that clear for you?
Yeah, but I think it's pretty clear. So basically, what I've just heard from Bobby is first you can change the LM parameters for the precision,
Yeah.
and second is what Bobby's showing here in the LMYT, this YouTube node, where you can add the prompt or instructions for the LM, so that it's kind of like you have the decision, or it's in your hands to decide or give the restriction to the LM, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
And the third is a format
oh,
for
yeah.
this.
So the third one is in the format like what Bobby's cursor is at the screen right at the moment. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's move on to the details about each node step by step. Okay, so for the first workflow, identity consultant, it is to produce its IP, produces which IP you are in. So first node is user inputs. Quite easy to understand. Like what I've shown is raw idea. Can be simple, can be long. If you want long, just add a new one, a long things. But here it is short. Okay, a simple prompt. And second node is a search YouTube video. So this node is a YouTube analyzer. So where you can get it, you can go to plugins and click the explore marketplace, and you're gonna search for the YouTube. Okay, so here you will see three YouTube related things, three YouTube related plugins. Just install the second one published by Bobby. So I just made it like 10 days ago for this session. So I established a plugin. So if you click the details, you'll see what is it for. It is a Dify plugin for searching and analyzing YouTube videos by keywords. And the most important feature is that it will sort the results by viewing accounts in a descending order. Okay, so it means it will extract the most popular several videos for me. Okay, so let's go back to the workflow. So now you know it will search by keywords. So we put the raw ID here as a raw ID as a scenario, so I just put it here. Okay, and it will sort by a descending order, right? And I keep the maximum result. It will return 25 items. So what is the item? Now I just turn on the title. That's true, right? So it will return 25 titles of the most popular videos according to the raw idea you give it. I think it is clear for you. Okay, and the output is 25 titles. And the next step is a to-JSON node. We use this node to transfer the output, because the output of this node, the search YouTube videos, is a string. So we need to transfer it into array for further processing. Okay, to string to the array. Yeah, you can just ask your AI to write the code. You just told the AI that I want to transfer a string to an array, then you will get a code like this. Okay, and now you get an array with 25 titles. So next step we do is to use a iteration node to analyze. You see, analyze each video title one by one, not just a single example. We need to analyze each video title, so we will use iteration node, just like what I have shown before. If we have articles 1, 2, 3, we need to analyze one of them, we will use iteration node. So now we have 25 titles, we want to analyze each title, we will use iteration. Okay, so input should be 25 titles. And let's see. Okay, so the output is title patterns. So we want to analyze these titles. Okay, so we will get 25 title patterns after iteration node. Okay, so inside the iteration, let's see what it is. The first one is title cleaner. The title we get from the YouTube videos always have some decorations, or we say the noise. So what are these noise? The noise can be some bracket tags, parenthesis tags, or some emojis, because the computer does not know what the emoji is. It will be transferred into some other things, some other language that the computer does not know. So we need to remove these emojis. Okay, so that is what we do here, the title cleaner, to remove these decorations and extract the core structure of the titles. Okay, and then we will use a title pattern extractor to analyze what is the patterns in these titles. Okay, here you will see, I have told you the system prompt means the definition. So definition should be your task is to extract a simple reusable title pattern from a single YouTube title. Okay, and the user prompt should be the instructions and accept the input and output. So here we first put the input here, the original title and the clean title. And here is the instructions. Okay, instructions. So you will see it will totally output 3 objects. So first is one object within just three variables. The first is skip. It is a boolean type. The second is pattern type. The third is template. So let's see what are they. The first is the skip, a boolean type. So if the title is completely not related to AI, the skip will be true. And we also set the pattern type to be other and template to be NA. Okay? Otherwise, so if the LM judge that the title is related to AI, the skip will be false, right? And the pattern type will be one of the 7. And we will also have a simple reusable title template. It is no more something like this. Okay, so let me just show you what it is. I just give you a test. We can have a let's see here. Yeah, here the original title is 99% of the beginners don't know the basics of AI. That is the titles. Okay, and let's see what is the output. The output should be title patterns. So you will see here the output title patterns. The first is a skip. It is false because it is related to AI. That topic is related to AI. And pattern type is kind of warning. And template is what's off and don't know what. So this is the popular template of the title. Okay, so now you have extract 25 title patterns after the iteration node. Okay, so now you know which kind of title is popular and which kind of title is not related to our topic AI. And then with the next step we do is to remove those topic which is not related to AI. Okay, so then we can add a new market pattern summarizer. So you will see here, this task is to remove the skipped items. So when the skip is true, meaning that it is not related to AI, so it will be removed. So these patterns will disappear. We will not use it anymore. So if skip is false, these are the useful pattern types. Then the next thing we do is to conclude these pattern types and extract the top 3 most useful ones, right? So you see it will group the valid items and select the top 3 pattern types. Okay, and that is for this LM node. If you want to know some more details about these prompts, because I go very fast and I don't know and don't introduce every prompt here, because I will send you the DSL after the sessions, so you can check it after the session to know the details of the prompts. Okay, I just told you the most important things here. And then we have the top 3 pattern title patterns. We need to use an IP position node. According to the top 3 title patterns and the creator role idea, right? These 2 inputs, we will get 4 outputs. So you see the instruction here. The first output is IP positioning. So according to these 2 things, it will get your IP positions. Why this is valid? Why this is good? because the role idea is your scenario, and the title patterns is what is popular in the YouTube, or or we say the title patterns means market data. So according to the market data, according to your thoughts, it will conclude an IP position you have. The IP position should be a format like this. Your role, you helps whom, what you should achieve, and focusing on which angle, and also your target audience. Your content pillars. Pillars means directions. Okay, and also one line explanation. Explain why this positioning fits the YouTube market. Okay, so that is for the workflow one, the IP positional. And
Yep.
lastly,
Bobby, we have two questions coming in.
okay,
Sorry to cut you
just go
down.
on.
And yeah, but the first one is are there any built-in tools which can create transcripts of YouTube videos? Does it cause any licensing issue with YouTube? This is the first question. Mhm.
You mean get the transcripts from the YouTube?
Yep.
Yeah, actually we have. You can go to plugins, explore marketplace, and search for YouTube. You'll see something like that, transcript. So if you go to the details, you say that the transcript is a useful tool for converting spoken content from videos into written text, enhancing the accessibility, improving SEO, and facilitating content analysis. So you can just fill in your informations and it will work. But actually, I tried it before, and there's something you need to pay attention to, it that this this plugin only accepts those videos with the transcript by itself. So if for some videos who do not have the transcript, such as here for my videos, you do not see the transcript below, right? You do not see the transcript, and that will not work for these plugins.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then we have another two questions coming in, and I will read it to you. The first is, does it have any roadmap for using the AI agents to auto-generate the full workflow setup so we can fill in the blank for those necessary value? Mm-hmm.
Sorry, can
Oh,
you say
yeah,
it?
sure. Does it have any roadmap for using the AI agent to auto-generate the full workflow setup? Ah, okay. Um,
You mean to use you mean I use the natural language and generates the whole workflow? Do you mean that?
Probably, Tang Hong, if you can add more context for the first question. Uh-huh. Yep. And he also got a second question while we're waiting him or her to give more additional information. The second
Mhm.
question from him or her is any way to directly import or export the workflow by file. Oh, I believe this is the DSL thing. Mhm.
Yeah, you can just here. You see in every app, you can click this one, this sign, and you'll see an export DSL. So this is a YAM file. You just export it. So for example, for my workspace, I have so many apps and I just export it. Then in your workspace, you can click this import DSL file and import what I give you, the DSL file, and then you
Mhm.
can use it in your workspace.
Yep. And
Okay.
definitely after this webinar, you will receive the workflows that Bobby has just showed. And these two workflows are the DS files that you can reopen it and use it in Dify right away. Oh yeah, and he gives us the context of first question is yes, using natural languages to like auto generate the full workflow setup. Is this something on our roadmap now?
Yeah. But something this is a little bit secret. But I will tell you that we are trying to figuring some ways to use natural language to, get some workflow set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Oh,
we are just develop them. Okay, just
mhm.
wait for it, and we will publish it in the future.
Yeah, so stay tuned, Town Home, for our webinars or our social media accounts. Or I believe if the new feature is released, Bobby would definitely make a YouTube video on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
A-
let's move on. Thank you, Bobby.
Any other questions?
So far, no. If there is any, I will pop it up.
I think we have introduced the first workflow. We can have like a 1 to 2 minutes coffee break, and then we can move on to the second workflow.
Yeah, sure. So
Just
if
wait
you
for the
have
minute,
any
1 minute.
questions, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to drop it here. Yeah, I think probably no. Yeah, I think maybe we can move on since like time flies. Like we are supposed to close it off at 12 a.m. So now we might have extra time for Bobby to give more introductions on the second workflow.
Okay.
So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to type them down in the chat box on your right side. I'll leave the stage to you.
So if there's no questions, let's move on to the second part. So the second workflow, the variable content factory. So for this workflow, seems small, long, and complicated, but I'll let you know the main parts of the workflow. Okay, so input should be a format, should be a raw idea, should be a language. You have seen it, right? The format should be YouTube script, X post, and blog post. Okay, so its type is a select. So select means multi-select inputs. Okay, and language also a select type. We have 5 options here. So in your real applications, if you have your own language, you just add it here. Okay, this is for the user input. And then we have identity consultants. This is what we publish the workflow as a tour. It's the identity consultant. So how you can get it? You just goes into the first workflow and clicks the publish here. You'll see a sign here, workflow as a tour. So you can just click the publish, then you can get a tour. Okay, you can find the tours in the workflows, the tours, the workflow right here. All right. So now after this node, we will get the IP position, get the titles, get the explanations from this node, right? Because that is workflow 1. You see, for output variable, it should be something like this. IP position, audience, pillars, explanation, and YouTube titles. And the next step we do is the parameter extractor. So for this node, it will extract the 5 parameters: IP position, target audience, and one-line explanation, title, and pillars. So why we need to do this? Because the output of the workflow 1 is a file. We say the object. However, the LLM node cannot use the object directly as prompt. They should be string. So what we need to do here is to transfer the object into a string, and the title should remain the array strings. Okay, that is what we do parameter extract here. And also what I have mentioned, the code node can also do format transformation, right? So here we can just change it to the code node. They do the same thing, but it may be a little bit difficult for you to write the code. So you just use the parameter extractor. It will be easier for you guys do not know programming. And then we have a iteration node. Iteration node. Okay, so inside the iteration node, you will see so many nodes. So for the first node, before we see the first node, let's see what is in this iteration. The input should be titles. Do you remember in first workflow, we will output 5 titles, right? So in this iteration, we have also 5 titles. So each title will go through these nodes and get a result. Okay, so when the first title goes in, it will go through the Taffy query builder, which is an LLM node. So this node is to generate one concise English search query to find high-performing content in this niche. The content should be related to AI. Okay, so according to the create IP positions, and the example titles, it will generate a high-performing content related to this niche. So with this sentence, we can use this sentence to search using the Taffy search. Okay, using the Taffy search. So the Taffy search is, you can click the README. You'll see it is connects your Dify agent to an AI native search engine built specifically for LLMs. Okay, so we use Taffy search here. According to the query we have, and we set the search apps topic time range as default. Also this as default. So I set the maxi result to be 5. So be careful that the result should be 0 to 5. So do not exceed 5. And also trunks per source, it is only accessible when the advanced is open. You see advanced search only. So if you click these steps to be advanced, then you can use it. Okay, so now we do not use it because we only need basic search. And then we will use a URL extractor. We do this because the Taffy search, its outputs usually include some content and some URL, some content, some URL, content URL. So what we need to do here is to extract the URL, the top 3 URL. Okay, so why we need to do this? Because we need to get the main parts or the detailed contents from these URLs by using this Taffy extract. Okay, so when we put the URL to the Taffy extract, this node will get the detailed content, or we say the whole page from the URL we give it. That is why we need to transfer the content and extract the URL here and put it into the Taffy extract. And finally, the output should be a string, which is because we have top three URL, right? So we have 3 contents, or we say 3 pages in total. And with the pages, we should conclude the information of these pages, because this page usually be very long. You just see our last run. It is very long because there are the whole pages of what you find. So we need to conclude these pages using this generator. So it can be very easy, just conclude the information. Okay. And after concluding this, we should have a if and else node. So according to the format we choose, it will route to different paths, such as YouTube scripts go to YouTube generator, X post should be the X generator, and last one else should be the blog generator. Okay, so for each generator, it will accept 5 inputs. Okay, so first 3 is what we get from the workflow 1, right? The IP positions, target audience, a video title. Okay, and the reference material is what we get from the Taffy, because we conclude the Taffy conclude the result from the Taffy extract, right? So we can use this result as a reference here. Reference materials inspiration only. So this means which is most popular and get most clicks, and also the output language. So here I define a instructions YouTube to be 2 to 3 minute video, no more than 1,000 words, and hook, setup, points, recap, and CTA. So keep sentence short and easy to speak. Make sure the language is your language, and the format should be something like this. Okay, and X also the similar instructions, the 5 prompts, the 5 inputs, and one strong hook, short line, sectionable takeaway, soft CDA. So you can adjust it by your like what you like. You can just adjust this instructions. Okay, format like this, and also blog similar things. Okay, intro sections, bullet points, a symbol checklist SN, closing CDA, and finally we will get the output. Okay, the output should goes into the create Notion page, this one. So it will have the page title, will have the page contents, okay, and parent ID. So parent ID is what we have. If we open the Notion, we can get our URLs, the last several number. This one is what we set the parent ID. Okay, so you can just type it here. But for security, we need to make sure it is an environmental variable. Okay, environmental variable, it is here. But for X and blog, they also need some images, right? Also images. So we use a prompt generation to accept your post, it accepts your language, and generate a prompt to use stable diffusion to generate the image. So stable diffusion is the text to image tools. So you can just search it in your plugins and install it. After validations, you can use it directly. Just put the prompt here, select the model, select the negative prompt, and it will generate an image you like. Okay, so finally, let's have a test again. So here we select blog post, for example. The role idea should be AI tools, workflows for schools. Okay, and language English. We can click go to trigger the workflow, and let's see the results. So now it starts working to process the identity consultant around 30 seconds. I see the time is limited. I just want to let you know that the output is something similar to this block. Okay, they're the same things, just like what I'm showing you in X. Okay, Annie?
Yeah, Bobby. I think you can continue to finish this demo because I really love the viral content factory workflow one.
Okay, so let's see the result. Okay, titles, how to create. We have 5 titles in total, right? So it will have 5 contents actually with images. So we just stop it when first is ready. It is still loading the images, just wait for it. Okay, let's stop it. So this is the first content we have. We have the title. You see, we says it is AI workflows for schools, right? So it's something related to lessons plans. Okay, and this is a topic, and these are the detailed content we have. We have 3 bullet points: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and also your checklist, so your conclusions and image. So finally, this is a ready to publish content. Okay, so after you get the results, you can see it in your Notion directly. Okay, just like here. You can see it directly. So what you need to do next is just to copy it and paste it to your website or some things. Then you can publish as a tech blog. Okay, so that is for the content factory. So the last but not least, I want to let you know how to use it to expand it to a general case for this workflow. Okay. Now today's our session is about AI, right? It is about AI. But if you like to make some IP position or make some content about your field, such as you are interested in art and you want to be an art blogger, and you can change the prompt here, just several points. The first point is the title pattern. You just change it to art, change AI to art. Okay, this is the first step. And the second step, the market data, you change the definition to art. The IP position, you change the definition to art. Title generator, also change to art. Okay, then it works as an art generator. You will get an art-related IP position, art-related titles, and this content. So actually, it's a case for a general audience, not only for the AI bloggers. Okay, and if you have any questions, just leave it at the comment area. Any?
Yep,
That's
sure. Thank you so much, Bobby. I truly enjoyed it. And as Bobby has just mentioned, that this workflow is not limited to AI bloggers. You feel free to edit the prompt in the panel so that it fits your requirement. And let's move on to our next session, Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment part. Yep. And before, while we are waiting for some questions, I will ask Bobby for a question. Is that there's some of our audience, they're new to Dify. So what do you have any advice or suggestions for new users to master or learn Dify quickly?
to learn quickly. So I
Yeah.
want to make an advertisement for myself.
Uh-huh.
I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
The Bobby John. So recently, I just make some videos about each node, such as user input node, Diffie workflows, RM nodes, etc. I made this video in my company, and I stayed up for like 3 nights in a row to make
Oh.
this videos. So
Hmm.
I think that will work for you if you are start users. Okay.
Yeah, great. So since as you guys can see that in Dify we use different nodes, just like building the Lego bricks. Like you have to chain or connect different nodes together, to build a workflow. So that's why if you understand each and every node, you can build a workflow much more easier and understand why and how you should connect them together. Yeah. Oh, there's one question coming in. This one eye tempest ask, this should work for content calendar ideation, not limit to YouTube and blogs. Yeah. Um, as Bobby has shown in the beginning of this webinar, this workflow also generates like scripts and other different content as well. So, yeah, feel free to explore it. After we finish this webinar, you can receive the DSL files in the email. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can add more options here, such as if you have mediums, social media like Instagram or something like TikTok, you can just add options here. The only thing you need to do is add an option here, and then you need to add in the iteration. You should add a more cases. such as add an Instagram, add a TikTok, and add the related generator. Okay, and that works.
Yeah. And also using the identity consultant workflow, you might have an idea of what kind of content or what kind of tone you would love to deliver to your audience. Yep. So as always, if you have any questions, since that we have limited time, so if you have any further questions, feel free to subscribe to Bobby's YouTube channel, and then add comments or anything else you would love to know. And before we finish this webinar, I would love to announce two new features. The first is the message credits for model providers. Before that, you have 200 credits only limited to OpenAI, while now you can enjoy OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, and Grok with message credits in trial mode. And there is no extra setup needed. So if you're using Dify right now, go to check our cloud versions, and now you can play around with OpenAI, Gemini, Anthropic, and Grok. And the second thing is that, as you can see, Dify also provides different templates. Before that, you have to click and to open it in Dify right away. And then if you give several rounds of that, that will also uses your tokens. And now things are different. Now we offer each template offers 5 message trials for you to understand its performance. And you can also click orchestration details to check the constructions of this workflow. And then before playing it for a while for 5 times and you decide this is the right fit, then you could add it to your workspace to give it a try. And there'll be more available tryout templates coming out. So far it is limited to the chat flow. So feel free to go and check on our cloud version. And last but not least, we would love to hear your thoughts on our webinars. So feel free to share your feedback about this webinar and leave the topic you would love to see in our next webinar. And once again, I would love to say thank you to Bobby for your presentation and information here. So everyone, you can check on the message box on your right. Feel free to subscribe to Bobby's YouTube channel for more interesting content and Dify tutorials. I'm super looking forward for Bobby's next YouTube videos as well. And besides, feel free to subscribe our X, LinkedIn for much more upcoming information. And also, if you have any questions or you want to show what you have just built with Dify, feel free to join our community on our forum and Discord. Last but not least, feel free to check your mailbox for this full replay link and the DS files that Bobby has just showed in this webinar. So once again, thank you so much for spending your time with us. And that's it for today. Goodbye, everyone. And thank you, Bye,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.